In the dimly lit corridors of St. Mary's Hospital, whispers of unsettling tales echoed among the staff. Nurse O'Livy often spoke of the ghostly figure that wandered the abandoned wing after midnight, its presence sending shivers down the bravest spines. Late one fateful night, Dr. Richards, renowned for his skepticism, found himself alone in the operating room. The sterile scent of disinfectant couldn't mask the inexplicable chill that enveloped the room. As he meticulously sutured a patient's wand, the lights flickered, casting eerie shadows on the walls dotting room 213. The heart monitor played a haunting melody of irregular beats, as if in sync with the hospital's troubled history. It was said that a former patient, Emily, met an untimely demise under mysterious circumstances, and her anguished spirit lingered. Seeking closure, Nurse Jackson, known for her pragmatic nature, dismissed the stories until she encountered the ghostly apparition herself. While conducting a routine check in the deserted psychiatric ward, she glimpsed a pale figure staring back at her through a cracked mirror. The reflection vanished, leaving Nurse Jackson paralyzed with fear. The hospital's archives concealed secrets too unsettling to share openly. Patients who mysteriously vanished, unexplained deaths, and the ominous history of an underground morgue fueled the unsettling atmosphere. The hospital, it seemed, held more than just the echoes of medical procedures. As the staff exchanged hushed conversations about their eerie encounters, the hospital's reputation for paranormal activity grew. Security cameras captured the unexplained phenomena, doors slamming shut, flickering lights, and shadowy figures dancing in the empty hallways. A group of adventurous nurses decided to conduct a seance in the abandoned wing, hoping to communicate with the other side. As they summoned the spirits, a sudden drop in temperature enveloped the room. Unseen hands seemed to trace chilling patterns on their skin, sending a collective shiver through the group. The hospital's haunted history became an unspoken truth among the employees, each harboring their own spine-chilling experiences. The ghostly tales of St. Mary's Hospital continued to thrive, weaving a tapestry of the supernatural that lingered long after the last patient had left its haunted halls. In the hallowed halls of Greenwood Hospital, whispers of unsettling tales clung to the air like a ghostly mist. Nurse Sarah, with her nerves of steel, found herself questioning her resolve one fateful night when she was assigned to the desolate psychiatric ward. As midnight approached, the ward echoed with eerie footsteps, even though Sarah knew she was the only living soul within those cold, sterile walls. Patients' tales of shadowy figures and disembodied whispers seemed absurd until she heard a faint voice beckoning her from the darkest corner. Ignoring the unease that crawled up her spine, Sarah investigated, only to find an empty room. But as she turned to leave, the temperature plummeted, and an invisible force slammed the door shut. Panic set in as she realized she was not alone. Meanwhile, Dr. Thomas, the hospital's chief surgeon, was grappling with inexplicable occurrences in the operating room. Surgical tools rearranged themselves overnight, and strange symbols appeared on the walls, reminiscent of an otherworldly presence. His once steady hands shook as he tried to make sense of the supernatural forces at play. The hospital's history harbored a dark secret of former janitor, Mr. Jenkins, who mysteriously disappeared years ago. Rumors circulated that his tormented spirit sought revenge for an injustice done to him. Maintenance staff reported flickering lights and chilling drafts, attributing them to Mr. Jenkins' vengeful ghost. Late one stormy night, a power outage plunged the hospital into darkness. In the emergency room, Nurse Ramirez and Dr. Patel battle to save a critical patient's life. Suddenly, the emergency lights flickered to life, revealing the ghostly figure of a nurse from decades past. Assisting in the life-saving procedures, the room fell silent as the apparition disappeared, leaving the medical team in stunned disbelief. Greenwood Hospital's morgue, hidden beneath the labyrinthine corridors, held its own secrets. Staff reported hearing disembodied cries and footsteps echoing in the dead of night. The morgue's cold chambers seemed to have a life of their own, with cadaver drawers opening and closing without any human touch. A team of paranormal investigators delved into the hospital's haunting history, armed with cameras and electronic gadgets. Their recordings captured unexplainable phenomena, apparitions, ghostly whispers, and mysterious orbs that danced in the air. The evidence mounted, painting a chilling portrait of Greenwood Hospital's spectral inhabitants. As the stories of supernatural encounters spread among the hospital staff, an unspoken understanding emerged. Greenwood Hospital, it seemed, held a tapestry of true horror stories, where the line between the living and the dead blurred in the flickering lights and echoing whispers of its haunted halls. In the heart of Ravenswood Hospital, where the walls held the hushed whispers of countless stories, Nurse Emily found herself at the center of an inexplicable mystery. Assigned to the night shift, she encountered a patient in room 404 who spoke of seeing ghostly figures lingering in the shadows. Initially dismissing it as mere hallucinations, Emily's skepticism waned when she began hearing ethereal voices in the empty hallways. During her solitary rounds, the flickering lights seemed to dance to an otherworldly rhythm, casting an eerie glow on the deserted reception area. One stormy night, Emily received an urgent call from the morgue. The cold chamber's door creaked open, revealing a figure in a nurse's uniform. The ghostly apparition gestured towards a recent arrival, as if trying to convey a hidden message. Terrified yet curious, Emily watched as the figure faded into the cold darkness. Dr. Anderson, the hospital's chief psychiatrist, delved into the hospital's archives after numerous reports of strange occurrences. He unearthed a forgotten chapter involving a nurse named Margaret, who tragically perished in a fire that consumed the hospital decades ago. The same nurse who now seemed to guide lost souls in the morgue. As Emily and Dr. Anderson compared notes, they discovered a pattern. Patients on the brink of death reported seeing Nurse Margaret, whose soothing presence seemed to ease their transition to the afterlife. It became an unspoken understanding among the hospital staff that Nurse Margaret's spirit still roamed the corridors, providing solace to those on the threshold of life and death. The hospital's abandoned wing became the focal point of supernatural activity. Security cameras captured unexplained shadows, and nurses spoke of an unseen force that rearranged equipment in the long-forgotten rooms. It was as if the echoes of the past had taken on a life of their own, creating a spectral symphony that played in the silence of the night. One particularly chilling night, A patient in the psychiatric ward claimed to have communicated with Nurse Margaret. Through a Ouija board, the planquette moved with an otherworldly energy, spelling out messages that hinted at unresolved matters from the spirit world. The patient, overcome with fear, was later found in a catatonic state, muttering about a debt owed to the ghost of Ravenswood. Rumors of the hospital's haunted history attracted paranormal investigators. Armed with cameras and EVP recorders, they ventured into the labyrinthine corridors and dimly lit rooms. The recordings reveal disembodied voices, chilling laughter, and unexplained footsteps that echoed in the empty spaces. As the hospital staff continued their duties, a spectral nurse's silhouette occasionally flickered in the peripheral vision of those who dared to work the night shift. Ravenswood Hospital had become a tapestry of true horror stories, where the line between the living and the dead blurred, and the whispers of Nurse Margaret echoed through the haunted halls, a soothing presence in the realm between worlds.